Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here, and welcome to the Steadfast and Loyal podcast.
You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, they're hellbound. Sing a song. Ooh, they're gonna burn it down. Sing a song before they burn it down.
Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here. The price of gold is near all-time highs, but many analysts think we're just on the front end of a major wave of growth. A lot of people are worried that there could be real problems ahead for the U.S. dollar. We've seen hyperinflation before, and it's certainly possible that we could see it happen right here in America. If something like that were to happen, it's possible that we'd return to an economy run on gold and silver, and your dollar bills could be basically worthless. That's exactly why United Patriot Coin has created the Gold and Silver Patriot Pack. Each Patriot Pack is a pre-made bundle of small-sized silver and gold pieces, making it a perfect way to start building up your stack of precious metals for barter and exchange, and it can also serve as a long-term store of value that's more inflation-proof than the U.S. dollar. And here's a special offer. United Patriot Coin has created a special discount just for our audience. You can get 10% off your first gold and silver Patriot Pack by using the promo code WEST10, WEST10. Since each piece has a relatively small value compared to standard units like a kilo of silver or an ounce of gold, each Patriot Pack is basically a wallet full of small bills, so you can use a little at a time without having to tap into your main stockpile. The Patriot Pack is a great way to get started in precious metals, but United Patriot Coin can also help you to build a real portfolio of gold and silver customized to your needs, whether that's for short-term barter and trade or long-term asset protection and growth. They can even help you invest in precious metals through an IRA rollover account. So shop online at UnitedPatriotCoin.com or call their office in Texas at 844-202-7834. Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West here. As you know, we went through the Super Tuesday primaries here in the state of Texas, and there were some earthquake moments that happened here. A lot of Texas State House Republican incumbents that were defeated and some going into runoffs. And we're standing here with one of those individuals, a challenger by the name of Andy Hopper for State House District 64, who's in a runoff against the incumbent Lynn Stuckey. Andy, thanks for coming by and being with us.
I appreciate you having me, sir.
So tell us now, I mean, you've gotten through the primary and now you're in a runoff with the incumbent. Have your tactics changed? I mean, what is the status of the election right now?
Yeah, well, runoffs, as you know, sir, are very different. You know, the goal is for both candidates to try to get their people out to vote.
Yeah.
The results of the election in our district were very interesting because it ends up being a very bifurcated race. We won every precinct in Wise County and the whole county by basically over 50%. With three candidates. And so his results actually went down in Wise County. He went from 36 2 years ago to 31 this time. And of course, you see the opposite story in Denton County. So it's, but the cool part about this election too is Wise County outvoted by 238 votes, Denton County. So Wise County is firmly swinging the bat for the district, which is an interesting story of the election, is just how many people have gotten out to vote over the last few years. The voting turnout in that county has gone upwards. So our goal is to try to get all the conservatives that want new and conservative representation out to vote in this election. And that's what our singular goal has been, is to try to go door to door once again, remind folks that there's 2 elections in May,
get
May
back
28th.
out there. That's right. You
Yes,
got the
sir.
local elections in the first week of May 4th, I believe, and then you have that runoff election that's the 28th of May. So you don't want to see that election fatigue thing. But let's talk about the trajectory here, because 2 years ago you challenged Representative Stuckey, and that was a tight race, right?
Yes, sir. I think it was the closest race in the state that cycle, at least at the state level. It was 88 votes on election night at 0.4%. So it was pretty bonkers, and we did a recount in that. But it was an interesting cycle because, as you know, they didn't even do the maps until October.
Yeah.
So you had 3 months and some change to beat an incumbent. Almost did.
Yep.
So.
And so now you come to this year, 2024. How did you fare in the actual primary on March the 5th?
Yeah, so basically we came out with 47%. Lynn Stuckey got 43%. So we beat him by 4 points, which we feel good about. Nobody got to 50, so that's the challenge, right?
Now, the tough thing is that, as I always say, runoffs don't favor incumbents because they pretty much so hit that ceiling.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to all of a sudden say, let me see if I can get more than 43%. I mean, you got what you got. And furthermore, it's really hard to inspire your people to come back out for you because they say, well, you didn't even win in the general the primary election back on March the 5th. Are you getting that sentiment that you have more voter enthusiasm on your side?
We do. And, I was just talking to Amanda on the way down. It's just how
Amanda,
much
your wife.
Amanda's my wife right here. She's over here. Amanda's my MVP. But anyways, the interesting thing about this race is, especially in the last few weeks, the mood of the electorate has very much changed. And that's for probably a couple different reasons. Folks are starting to zero and back in on the fact that there's an election at the end of May. They know who they're going to vote for. They see that we can win. Ted Cruz, Senator Cruz, was so brave in getting involved in this race. That really changed everything. And again, that kind of signals to the electorate that, there is a appetite among conservatives at every level to have conservative representation in the Texas House. And of course, the third candidate, Elaine Hayes, endorsed me, which has also changed things. She actually garnered 16% in Wise County, which is outstanding. And so
there's a potential for you to have 63% if everyone comes out for you and the 16% that she has.
So we got nearly 64 2 years ago. So I actually have my goal set a little higher in Wise County on that. And I think in Denton, I think we can break 50. But I think that the thing that's changed this cycle is the fact that people understand now that the conservatives won across the whole state, and they are door to door. We're finding that people understand the talking points, which is, I think, an achievement of the campaign, of everything that's going on. Is they understand that Democrats have been put in charge of committees. They understand that Ken Paxton got impeached, and they're bringing those issues up, not me.
Yeah.
And so that's what's changed. I think it's been such a long cycle, and we've been doing this since last June. It's pretty cool. Like, my attitude is like, of course we want to win. I believe we're going to win. But the thing that's neat is that you've red-pilled the district by going door to door, right? And
you've seen that. You've seen the fruits of your labor, because I remember you starting the Wise County Conservatives, a few years ago, and I got the opportunity to come out and speak.
Yeah, you were our first speaker.
Well, doggone.
I think 400 people showed up, maybe more than that.
Must have been the food. Did you have food?
Oh, no, it was all you, sir.
Well, let's talk about, because I believe you're going to be successful, and I back you, full endorsement. I was at your event for this cycle.
I appreciate that.
The contract with Texas, I'm sure you've heard about that. Is that a good deal, something that you're going to sign on with?
We did. I did sign on. So, yes, sir. Yeah. So I think there's 25 either runoff candidates, incumbents, or people who won, or their nominees that actually have signed on. And I'm proud to. I mean, I think that is an outstanding list of changes that will transform our legislature. What do you think about it?
No, I think it's great. I think that people need to have something finite that they can say, and not so exhaustive. I remember when Kevin McCarthy 2 years ago came out with some 150-page document. People don't need that. If you say in a contract, 8 to 10 things, like Newt Gingrich did, these are the 10 things we're going to do in the first 100 days, and folks got it. There are measurable criteria that people can look and say, yep, click that off, click that off, click that off. I'm going to give you the last minute, and what I want you to say to the audience out there, that are across the United States of America, why is it that we get the Texas State House back on a conservative footing? Why is that so important? Because you also have the Speaker of the House for Texas is in a runoff as well. So what does this mean for the United States of America?
Yeah, well, I've always agreed with Colonel West that if so goes Texas, so goes the United States. And if there's any solution to saving our country, it's going to start here. And I actually think Texas has an opportunity to save the Western Hemisphere. But that all starts with the ability of our state legislature to stand up against the tyranny we see from the federal government in Washington, D.C. You know, our founders said that in Federalist 26 that our state legislature should be the arm and the voice of the people. And our legislature is not at all equipped to do that because we have a bunch of squishy rhinos that do not believe in standing up, that are willing to have us on down this soft and slow slide to Marxism and globalism. And that all, it centers around the Texas House. You know, under the leadership of Dan Patrick, we see generally conservative legislation emanating from the Senate being easily passed in the Senate. We see the governor signing conservative legislation, but the Texas House is known where bills go to die. And that's because of this reprobate named Dade Phelan, who has been the speaker, that has consolidated power under his leadership, has consolidated the funds that drive all these different swampy characters to basically achieve re-election year after year after year. And this year, things changed. Things changed for lots of different reasons, but a large portion of that is the impeachment of Ken Paxton. And folks and the voters door to door see how they're being messed over by these individuals that do not have our conservative and Republican principles at heart. And so this is our opportunity. This is the moment that conservatives can stand up for our values and change the composition of the Texas House and change how the legislature represents them. So I think this is an outstanding opportunity.
So when does early voting start for this runoff?
Early voting starts on May 20th.
Okay.
And so then the election day is May 28th. So less than a month away, sir. We're almost done.
How can people follow you? How can people support you?
Hopperfortexas.com. You go there, you can spell it however you want, and there's a big red donate button. We need your help. We need your support. If you live in the district, we'd love to have you come out and volunteer for us because that's where it's at. It's all about the ground game.
State House District 64, basically north of Dallas County, Wise and Denton counties.
Yes, sir. All of Wise County, and then the northwest quadrant of Denton, which includes the entire city of Denton.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Andy, go get them.
Thank you very much.
So
I appreciate
proud of
you.
you.
Yes.
God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this segment of the Steadfast and Loyal podcast, and if you want to make sure that Texas is the Texas that most people think it should be, get out there and support Andy Hopper and find out about all the other people that are out there challenging these incumbents in runoff elections, like David Covey, who's going up against the Speaker of the House, Dade Phelan, down in the southeast Texas area as well. And again, click that like button, share it with others, and until next time, steadfast and loyal.